Hey BookishBelles, it's been a long time. Summer! So I'm going to review The Moon and More by Sarah Dessen. First, I want to just a brief overview of why I have not been filming. I'm home for the summer. I went to a Fall Out Boy concert. I met the lead singer, Patrick Stump. My friends have been flaking on me. My best friend's pregnant. Stuff! So I started reading Sarah Dessen books on review, on camera, whatever. So it was time for the ultimate step in my Sarah Dessen journey. Getting her newest one. Not the first Sarah Dessen book I bought. I know in my first review I told you that my friend Sarah lent me a lot of her books. Well, I had to give them back, but then I didn't want my collection to be empty, so yeah. Anyway, so The Moon and More, which it's the prettiest damn book in the world. Look at it. All that color, and it's pretty. And it's even pretty without its slipcover. Look at this. Gorgeous. I love pretty books. The Moon and More is about your classic Dessen heroine. Her name is Emmeline, and she lives in Colby, which is a small beach town that was in Keeping the Moon and Along for the Ride. And I think brief mention in What Happened to Goodbye. So, we already know the setting well, and it's cool because there's a lot of callbacks to other books that I will get into in that section of the video. So it's the summer before college, and Emmeline, who has the perfect boyfriend Luke, they've been dating for 3 years, is worried about change and scared, but also she wants to get out of Colby. And then enter Theo, this worldly hipster guy from New York. Anyway, things start to shift. She works at a realtor company with her mom and her whole family. It's for tourism in Colby. She does rental houses, and Theo and his boss Ivy, who are doing a documentary on this artist from Colby, are staying there, and she gets swept up, and they're like, oh yeah, city stuff, not you rural hicks type thing. And her father comes into town. Her father knocked up her mother and then left her life. So he's daddy issues in a Sarah Dessen book for once. Daddy issues. So she's dealing with her father, who wanted her to go to Ivy League school and wanted what was best for her, even though it wasn't what she wanted. And she's getting really close to her stepbrother. And her and Luke, have their issues with, he's like, they've known each other their whole lives. It's just sameness, and she's so tired of the sameness, and she wants what she wants, but half her life, like her mother and Luke and all her friends in Colby, are like, why would you ever want anything different? While her father and Theo and these big city people are like, why would you want to stay in that little town? And she wants a balance of both, and the book is about her figuring out how to balance both wanting the moon and more. See what I did there? I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. About the same as What Happened to Goodbye. I just wasn't feeling it. Like, it was good, but not great. Not what I've come to expect from Sarah Dessen. This lullaby was not, which it didn't have to be. I also had just read Dreamland right before it, and Dreamland's very serious and very, very intense and very good. And maybe it just couldn't match up to that. I don't know. I mean, it wasn't bad by any means. It's a beach read. It's great. It's just, I get this sense in her books, it's like nothing happens. You can be 200 pages into it and nothing has happened. But everything has changed? I don't know. Maybe I wanted the classic girl meets boy, falls in love, summer romance thing is what I was looking for. I mean, it does have this very hopeful note and very good for Emmeline, how everything goes. It did a really good job of making me feel like Emmeline feels. Sarah Dessen always does such a great job of getting inside her heroine's head. You feel what they feel, even if you don't understand how they feel. What happened to Goodbye? But you feel it. Now on to my favorite portion of Sarah Dessen reviews, cameos and callbacks. So first we have, it's set in Colby. So you all know who we're going to see. Coley from Keeping the Moon, which we do at the Last Chance Cafe. How long has she been there? I thought she was just staying with her aunt for like a couple of months. I really would like to know why she's still there. Did she never leave? I don't know, that's just something, like, she's been in, like, all the books that are set in Colby. They go to Last Chance and she's there, but wasn't she supposed to leave? Just something I'd like to bring up. Anyway, but I am happy to see her. And then Abe's, the bike store from Along for the Ride, is there, and Auden is working with Heidi. Wasn't Auden supposed to leave? I guess they all could just be there for the summer. But wasn't Auden supposed to leave? The washroom, where Auden and Eli went and got pie at like 1 in the morning, is there, of course, in Clyde. He runs it, you know. He's a big deal in this book. So that's really nifty. And then just some other things like Wes. Wes gets mentioned. Oh, you know, I love Wes Swoon. He is Luke's cousin, so there's just this brief mention of the game Gotcha from The Truth About Forever and Wes and Bert, and that stole my heart. Oh my god, but the absolute best reference is she's driving and she hears this god-awful music and she looks and sees there's a band playing, and do you know what band it is? Spinnerbait. Hate Spinnerbait. Yes, Spinnerbait! Ah! Well, you know what it's from if you're watching this. So that was exciting. That was my favorite, because Miss Lullaby is my favorite Sarah Dessen book. It's tied with The Truth About Forever. So I really, really, really liked hearing that one, because I just want to know about Dexter. None of the guys were swoon-worthy, or swoon-worthy, if you're going by The Truth About Forever, in this book, you know. Luke had his drawbacks, though I liked him a lot at the end. And Theo, blah. Just how I feel. So that was different. It didn't follow the Dessen formula, you know. Blonde heroine meets guy with troubled past. Blonde heroine has to overcome past event and mother issues. Breaks up with guy with troubled past. They split up. She takes care of her mother issues, starts running, riding bikes, listening to music, whatever it is she didn't do before, starts doing it again, gets back with guy, end 5 pages later. That did not happen, and I was kind of like, but like I said, I just read Dreamland, which also didn't follow that formula. So, I don't know. I like familiarity. It was okay. It was good, but not great. 4 out of 5 stars. Yeah. I am just in love with most of these new covers for her books, like this one for Along for the Ride, and this one for What Happened to Goodbye, which are the only new covers I have. I also love the new cover for, like, everything else, except for The Truth About Forever. What does that bracelet have to do with anything? That irritates me. What does it have to do with anything?